Poland. A nation today we associate as one of the most homogeneous lands in all of Europe. Statistically reporting 96 to 98% of the population identifying as of Polish ancestry. However, unbeknownst to most outsiders, the rich cultural tapestry of Poland hides a complex genetic history just beneath the surface. Being located in the heart of Europe, Poland has been a natural crossroads of cultures for centuries. In the center of it all, we find a region known as Silesia. This often overlooked region boasts a rich and complex history. Poles, Germans and Czechs have all left their mark on Silesia. This mix of influences has created a unique cultural landscape. Silesia is not a country in itself. It is a region, historically divided and now shared between Poland, Czechia and Germany. Despite these divisions, a distinct Silesian identity persists. It is found in the region's dialect, its traditions and the hearts of its people. Who are the Silesians? How did they come to be? Join us as we unravel the untold story of this unique group and their place in European history. The story of the Silesians begins in ancient times, where the region we now call Silesia was home to various Celtic and Germanic tribes. By the 6th century, Slavic tribes settled here, marking the start of their long history in Central Europe. The arrival of the Slavs laid the foundation for the development of a distinct Silesian culture. It was a culture that would be further shaped by political events in the centuries to come. In the 10th century, Silesia became part of the emerging Polish state under the Piast dynasty. Mieszko I, the first historical ruler of Poland, united the Polish tribes under his rule. Silesia, with its strategic importance and fertile lands, became integrated into the emerging Polish state. Under the Piast dynasty, Silesia flourished. Christianity spread throughout the region. Monasteries were founded, becoming centers of learning and culture. Silesian cities grew in size and importance. However, Poland's fragmentation after the death of Boleslaw III in the 12th century led to Silesia being divided into several smaller duchies. These duchies would later fall under the influence of the Kingdom of Bohemia, setting the stage for centuries of shifting control. Despite the political divisions, Silesia maintained close cultural and linguistic ties with other Polish lands. The Polish language remained dominant, and Catholicism served as a unifying force. The seeds of a distinct Silesian identity were sown during this era. The 16th century witnessed a major shift in Silesia's fate. The Habsburg dynasty had taken control of Silesia, bringing it into the orbit of the powerful Austrian Empire. This dynastic change had profound consequences for Silesia's cultural and religious landscape. The Habsburg era saw the introduction of Protestantism to Silesia. The region became a battleground between Catholicism and the new Protestant faiths. This religious conflict led to tensions and divisions within Silesian society. Silesia's strategic location made it a valuable prize for the Austrians, leading to the Silesian Wars in the 18th century. These conflicts pitted Prussia, led by Frederick the Great, against Austria for control of the strategically important region. Prussia emerged victorious, gaining a significant portion of Silesia. This Prussian conquest had a lasting impact on the region's demographic and cultural makeup. Silesia became increasingly detached from Poland, drawn into the orbit of the Germanic world. These changes set the stage for the tumultuous events of the 20th century. The 20th century brought unprecedented upheaval to Europe. Silesia, located in the heart of the continent, became embroiled in both world wars. These conflicts had a devastating impact on the region. World War I redrew the map of Europe. The Austro-Hungarian Empire collapsed. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, stipulated that a plebiscite would be held in Upper Silesia to let the residents decide whether they wanted to be part of Germany or Poland. This sparked the Silesian uprisings, where ethnic Polish and Polish Silesian insurrectionists fought German police and paramilitary forces, which sought to keep the area part of the new German state. After the Silesian uprisings, the eastern minor but richer segment of Upper Silesia became part of the newly restored Poland. Most of the land that had been ruled by the Habsburgs went to Czechoslovakia, while Lower Silesia and most of Upper Silesia remained in Germany. The ethnic situation of the region became more complex, as the division of Upper Silesia into Polish and German parts led to ethnic polarization. The people that lived in the western part of Upper Silesia were subject to a strong German identity, while those living in the eastern part of Silesia identified with the Polish culture and statehood. The aftermath of the conflict reverberated to Munich in 1921, where Adolf Hitler, who was the best-known member of the Munich-based National Socialist German Workers' Party but not its leader, came into conflict with the party's founder and leader, Anton Drexler. At a meeting that decided in favor of Hitler to lead the party, it was the veterans of the Silesia campaigns newly returned to Bavaria who provided the decisive votes. Which makes it no surprise in 1939 when Germany and the Soviet Union invaded Poland. Silesia was among the first regions invaded and a significant battleground. Nazi Germany annexed the Polish parts of Silesia, and the region was heavily industrialized to support the rear effort. The war led to significant population displacement, with many Polish and Jewish residents suffering extreme persecution and death. The aftermath of the Second World War amplified polarization in Silesia. The German population was largely expelled, replaced by Poles who themselves were displaced from areas now within the Soviet Union. Most of Silesia was incorporated into Poland, and the Soviets banned the German language in a final attempt to erase any remaining German influence in the region. Despite hardships, the spirit of Silesia endured, seeking renewal in the post-war era. Today, Silesia remains a divided land. The majority of the region lies within the borders of Poland. However, smaller portions belong to Czechia and Germany. Within Poland, Silesia is divided into several administrative regions. The largest city, Wrocław, serves as the capital of the Lower Silesian Voivodeship. Other important cities include Katowice, Opole, and Częstochowa. In the Czech Republic, the historical region of Silesia is now part of the Moravian Silesian region. The city of Ostrava serves as a major economic and cultural center for Czech Silesia. The German portion of Silesia, known as Upper Silesia, is now part of the state of Saxony. Despite being separated by national borders, these different parts of Silesia share a common history and cultural heritage. The modern-day divisions of Silesia continue to shape the lives of its inhabitants. The legacy of the past is evident, which begs the question, who are the modern Silesians most closely related to? Despite centuries of foreign rule and shifting borders, a distinct Silesian identity persists. Culturally and linguistically, they are closest to the Poles. The Silesian language or dialect is closely related to Polish, but is enriched by centuries of contact with German and Czech speakers. There are also strong ties to the Czechs, especially given Silesia's history under the Bohemian crown. The German influence is undeniable, especially from the centuries of Prussian and later German rule. Many Silesians today have mixed Polish and German ancestry, reflecting the region's complex history. Silesian cuisine, for example, often incorporates elements from Polish, German and Czech cooking. Silesians often identify as a distinct group within their respective countries. They maintain a strong sense of regional pride. Within Poland, over 800,000 people declared themselves to be of Silesian nationality, with some 500,000 stating Silesian to be their native language. In recent years, there has been a growing movement to revitalize Silesian culture and language. In fact, many in the region want Poland to acknowledge Silesians as an official minority and its own language rather than being considered a dialect of Polish. Some Silesians also want more regional governance freedom within Poland, while a small minority such as the Silesian autonomy movement desire a fully autonomous independent state. What do you think? Are the Silesians just a Polish subculture with a fascinating history of resilience and regional variation? Or is the Silesians' rich and complex history warrant the title of its own nation? Let us know in the comments below. If you made it this far, you are my favorite people. Subscribe for more stories from the magnificent country of Poland.